This video is divided into 4 chapters. Chapter 1, carving the nose and mouth. Chapter 2, carving away the saw marks. Chapter 3, carving the paws. And Chapter 4, final sanding. Chapter 1, carving the nose and mouth. Scoring, cutting in and rounding off. Step 1, scoring in. Use the scoring hold and score in either side of the nose. And down the centre of the mouth, not including the centre line on the nose. Step 2, cutting in. Next, start cutting in towards the score line, underneath the nose. Start on whichever side feels easiest to access with the tip of your knife. Step 2, cutting in, continued. Next, cut in towards the central score line. Continue carving just one side for now. Here is the progress so far. Now you can try cutting in on the other side. You will probably need to find a different grip to carve the other side. This is an overview of what I did. You might also find the scoring hold helpful for cutting in. Finally, cut in towards the nose lines from the other direction. You could try using the scoring hold for this. Or the whittling hold, as shown here. Step 3, knocking off the edges. The final step is to knock the edges off the sides and top of the nose. Here's a speedy overview of what I did. Step 3. Conclusion. Here is the head before moving on to Chapter 2. Chapter 2. Carving away the saw marks. Tidying up the puppet with your knife. You can mock assemble your puppet to check how it looks. Now's the time to do any final shaping if needed. Examine all the pieces for saw marks. For example, along the edges of the arms, on the underside of the arms. I'll use sandpaper for this area in Chapter 4. Along the edges of the thighs. Again, I'll use sandpaper for the reverse of the thighs in Chapter 4. Around the high points on the body. On the base of the body. There's also the circular areas on the body, which I'll remove with sandpaper in Chapter 4. And the top of the head also needs cleaning up. Remove as many saw marks as you can by knife. Leave any sanding until Chapter 4. To avoid blunting your knife on the sandpaper particles. Keep going until you're happy. Chapter 3. Carving the paws. This is an optional detail. Step 1. Scoring in. As you can see, I have drawn 4 lines onto the front paw. These can now be carved in as a final detail before painting. Here I am actually using the whittling hold to score in the lines. Slide the tip of your knife along each line about 2 to 3 times. Step 2. Cutting in. Now cut in towards each claw line, just using the tip of your knife. Chapter 3 Conclusion. It's up to you how deep you go with the grooves on the paws. You can also carve some paw marks on the feet as well. Chapter 4 Final Sanding. Removing any final saw marks with sandpaper. Here I am using 180 grit sandpaper and wet and dry superfine sandpaper. That could be 600 to 1200 grit. Starting with the coarser sandpaper, sand off any remaining saw marks. I sanded the reverse side of the arms and thighs, and the circular areas on the body. Now my puppet is ready for painting in video 9.